On this problem, we are looking to evaluate a piecewise function at the given value. So here we have our piecewise function, and it's f of x equals x minus 1 if our value of x is greater than negative 3, and negative x minus 1, quantity there, if x is less than or equal to negative 3. The value that we're given is f at negative 5. So you have to decide, where does that negative 5 fit into? Is it greater than negative 3, or is it less than or equal to negative 3? Well, we know from our number lines that negative 5 is less than negative 3. So we are going to use the bottom one. So for f of negative 5, we will use the negative of x minus 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug in our value of negative 5 into the equation that we're using. So we're going to get negative 5 minus 1, and we're going to simplify this. So this will equal negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. When they have the same sign, you add them and keep the sign. And negative 6 will get us a positive 6. So this tells us that f at negative 5 equals positive 6. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is going to be problem 67 on your review. And again, we are evaluating a piecewise function, but the first thing we have to do is actually write the piecewise function. So we are writing the piecewise function describing the relationship between the total monthly cell phone bill and the number of minutes used, then solve the problem. Alright, so we have a cellular phone plan, had the following schedule of charges. We have basic service including 100 minutes of calls, which is $20 a month, and we have second 100 minutes of calls at 0.075 cents per minute, and additional minutes of calls are 10 cents per minute. So we need to find what is the charge for 200 minutes, for 250 minutes, and construct a function that relates the monthly charge C for X minutes of calls. So the first thing we want to do is actually create our piecewise function. So we are going to use C of X, because you can see down here they're looking for the charge C for X. So we're going to do C of X. And C of X will equal, we're going to use our little curly brackets here, we will have $20 because that is the basic service, and for that, that is if our X is between 0 and 100. Okay? The value of our X can be between 0 and 100, so if we talk anywhere between 0 and 100 minutes, we're only going to pay $20. The second part that's going to happen is we have a charge that happens if we go over our 100 minutes, and that's the second 100, so that'll be between 101 and 200 minutes. We're going to have a charge of 75 cents per minute. So we'll still have to pay our basic phone bill, plus we're going to add 0.075 times x minus the first 100 minutes, and this will be if our x is between 101 and 200. Okay, so between 101 and 200 we're going to have to pay that additional. Now here we want to subtract 100 from the minutes because we got those for free and we don't want to have to pay for them a second time. Additional minutes of calls after that are going to be 10 cents per minute. So in this case, what we're going to do is figure out what it costs for the first 200 minutes to kind of make this a little bit simpler, because this is going to be added on past this. So we're going to figure out this total that's here that would come from here, and then we're going to add that to 10 cents times, this will be x minus 200. And this will be if x is greater than the 200 minutes, okay, that we got in the second part. So we need to figure out what would it cost if we had 200 minutes. And that is right here. What is the charge for 200 minutes of calls in 1 month? This part will get us the total we want right here. So if we have 200 minutes, we are going to have $20 plus 0.075. Our X is 200 because it's 200 minutes minus the 100. So let's simplify this down. We've got 20 plus 0.075. 200 minus 100 will get us 100. Remember, when we're multiplying by 100, we're going to move our decimal over 2 places. You can also do it on your calculator, but that'll get us $7.50. So $20 plus $7.50 will actually get us $27.50. So we know if we use 200 minutes, which would be the cap of this second part, we will pay $27.50. So we can just plug that in versus plugging all of this in to our equation. That way it just simplifies it down a little bit. So we've done the first one. Let's do this one here. What is the charge for 250 minutes of calls in 1 month? So we're going to do 250 minutes. So for 250 minutes, we're going to actually be using this one here. So that means we are going to have $27.50 plus 10 cents times, and our X value here is going to be the 250 minus 200. So that gets us $27.50 plus 0.10. 250 minus 200 will be 50. So that'll get us $27.50 plus 0.10 times 50 is going to get us 5. And $27.50 plus 5 will equal $32.50. And here it said construction function that relates the monthly charge for the minutes of calls. This is our function right here. So make sure you have all of the pieces. I know it's kind of squished together, but make sure you have all the parts where you have what it will cost if, and you have the value of the minutes that are used. This is all important parts of that. You have to put them all in there in order to get this right.